Hey guys, Ethan Gladwell here with Medicare Millennials. A little off cuff. I was just talking to an agent, and while it was fresh on my mind, I wanted to bring it up. It's something that I put on our Instagram. So, again, if you're not following us there, check us out on Instagram at Medicare Millennials. Guys, yesterday I had a family emergency. Both Kenny and I did. It's somebody that we know, love, had a problem. We were out of office. We weren't responding to clients. We weren't responding to agents. We weren't responding to anybody. And guess what? We're allowed that. We're allowed some time to take care of whatever it is that we need to. With that being said, I had a client blow me up. I'm talking probably called 12 to 15 times in a matter of 6 hours. Guys, I just, if you know me at all, and everybody's look, I talk about double and triple dialing, right? That's what I tell you guys to do to clients. And so I appreciate and respect the double and triple dial when it's done to me, because although I teach about it and I train about it, when it happens to me, the psychology works to me, right? I'm like, oh, something's wrong. There's a problem. There's an emergency, right? Well, I was busy. I couldn't get to this guy. And after the 12th phone call, I'm at a level of annoyance and I'm very upset, a little bit of emotional as well. And my wife is like, why don't you just answer that call? And I'm like, I think if I answer this call at this point, it's not going to be good. I just rather cool off and rather not just answer that, because again, it's just not going to be good. So today, if you have a client calling you, blowing you up, leaving you voicemails, let's say they're good voicemails, let's say they're bad, most likely if they're blowing you up, it's bad. What do we do and how do we handle this? Guys, I had to call that client back today, right? And I had to face that. And now I was much calmer than I was yesterday. So I was able to approach it with much softer hands, if you will. But guys, what do we do when we're getting blown up? If blowing you up gives you anxiety and it's like, if you do answer the phone, it's not going to be good, then don't answer that phone call. Cool off, take a minute, go for a walk, call them back the next day, whatever it is. Don't blow up on the client. All right. You have to handle it professionally, and that is hard to do sometimes. So don't call if you're not ready to take that call, right? Or don't answer if you're not ready to take that call. Don't call back if you're not ready to take that call. What you need to do is relax, take a few minutes, take a breath, take a walk, whatever it is. When you're ready to make that phone call, you're going to call them and you're going to say, hey, I apologize for missing your calls yesterday. I was out of office due to a family emergency. How can I help you? First thing is they're going to go, okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't know there was a family emergency, yada, 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 right? And then they're going to ask or tell you the problem that they've been having, and you're going to address and solve that problem or issue. And you're going to have them say, thank you so much. I was so nervous about that. And you're going to go, you're very welcome. But John, I need to tell you something. I give my clients my personal cell phone number as a privilege, okay? And what that means for you is I respect a phone call, maybe 2 phone calls a day, but blowing up my phone is not going to get you a faster response. In fact, it's going to put you at the bottom every single time. Now, I don't tell you that to be rude. I tell you that because that's how I see it, that's just how I interpret somebody blowing me up. I think it's disrespectful and I think it's rude. Okay. Now I'm not firing you. I'm not doing anything other than just letting you know next time if there's a problem. You can call me once, you can call me twice, but you need to leave me a voicemail. My voicemail specifically says on my phone right now, if you guys called me and I didn't answer the phone, it says, please leave me a detailed message or a text message on what your problem is. And if there's an emergency, call your carrier directly. Okay. Now, most of the time I talk about not wanting them to call the carrier directly. I always want them to call me. But guys, if it's an emergency, call the carrier directly. Guess what? It was positive feedback, right? It was, he goes, I'm so sorry. I'll never do that again. But guys, we have to set that line. We have to set that standard Otherwise, it's always an emergency and they're always going to blow you up. So set that standard. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's still uncomfortable. 7 years in, I'm still telling people stop doing that. It's still uncomfortable when I have to say it, but it's always received well as long as you are saying it correctly, and that's so much better than blowing up on them, right? Like I trust me, I've done it. I have admittedly done some terrible or said some terrible things over the phone before because I answered when I was emotionally unavailable and I was upset, right? So don't do that. Take you some time, relax. Chances are it's not as big of an emergency as they say it is, and call them when you're ready. Meet them with respect, meet them with love, answer the problem, and then set the standard moving forward. I hope this helps. I hope you guys can use this because I've made these errors. I've been emotional. I've had outbursts, and I promise you it doesn't end well for anybody, and it just isn't effective at all. So try my method. And also, if you have a method that you've been using, I would love to hear about it because, as always, I'm trying to learn and grow. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Talk soon.